People ask me, why do you have to get an A in everything? My answer is because I'm Nigerian. That's why I must excel. That's why I must be great, because I'm Nigerian. My name is Tundun Oladipo. I was born and raised in Warri, Nigeria. I moved to Dubai or United Arab Emirates in 2010, where I went to high school. And then I came to America for university. I went to university in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And currently I am a student of law at the University of Richmond School of Law. I was 12 when I moved to Dubai, and then 16 when I moved to the United States. We weren't very much involved in the decision to JAPA to Dubai. One day we were there vacationing, going on water roller coasters or water rides and seeing all sorts of high-rise buildings. And the next we were looking at schools. Pretty much is kind of how that ended up happening. And I guess what sort of triggered that move to the United States was it was the end of what we would call high school, I guess. And it was time to go to university. My parents decided that it would be good for us to look into opportunities outside the UK. So I went to Pittsburgh to go study computer science. I graduated with an unnecessary amount of other things, including psychology, human-computer interaction, physics, and game design. I started taking the computer science courses as, you're expected to do, I guess. And I just basically ended up deciding that, and honestly learning that computer science wasn't what I thought it was. It wasn't what I wanted to do. It had too much of an element of kind of just going into the code and dealing with numbers and data, while I really wanted to deal with, visualizing things and creating things that you could actually see. After graduating, I moved to California, where I was a user experience engineer at a startup in Silicon Valley, for 3 years. And one of the biggest things that I noticed was the differences that the specific policies or laws that people have makes in each place. So moving to Silicon Valley, all those tech firms, all those startups, they exist there because Silicon Valley makes it so they can exist there. And I really just thought, if I wanted this to exist in Nigeria, then I need to go figure out how to make these policies exist in Nigeria. So I decided to go to law school. As an international student here, you don't have a limited time to spend in America. So while thinking of my future, Nigeria kept coming back up as, I'm probably heading home. And if I'm heading home, I would like to see a lot of the good things that I've seen in the United States. So on trips home, I would sort of look into what kind of startups do we have, or what firms do we have, what kind of things do we have here. And the more I looked into that kind of thing, the more I realized some of it didn't exist. And I thought, if in Silicon Valley I'm sitting, across from me is another Nigerian, or to my left is a Ghanaian, we could all just be doing this at home, not in America. So that really got me thinking of, why don't we just take this home? A lot of what makes me comes from Nigeria. I've spent a lot of time outside Nigeria. By the time I graduated from law school, I would have spent a whole decade in America. But just, I guess, my mentality of, always striving to do the best that I can, or that hustle mentality, that all comes from Nigeria. And if anything should, I guess, reap the benefits of whatever talent I have, I think it should be Nigeria. And two very big, lofty dreams that I hope to achieve would be to basically build a train system across the country. I want to be able to get from Warri to Kano on a train, connect the middle, get from, the west, get from Lagos, get from Ibadan, get from that side all to, Abuja, the capital in the center of the country. I want to be able to do all that. And what it's going to take is really a effort to build a connected system of trains. So what I've started doing really was looking at where all the existing systems are, and then looking at potentially how to expand them. What are the corridors, in public transportation terms, I guess, that are that will need an expansion to. That's what I've been doing. I have created sort of a mapping system of if I wanted to get from A to B, how many trains would I need? Where would these trains stop? What would be sort of a train hub for the country and things of that sort. I've also started looking into, what departments handle these building of trains, like where are the budget line items? What happened to the budget last year? What happened to the budget the year before that? Where is this money going? And it would be helpful to start looking into the train systems we have right now. What are the potential issues with those? How could those be expanded to, serve more people? And also, actually look into how can we run what we have better so when we expand, we know what to do. There's already, there's already 3 train rail systems in the country right now. There's the ones between, I believe it's Kaduna and Abuja. There is a train system from Warri to Itakwe. There's a train system, Lagos and Ibadan. Those exist, those have been built, and they are running in the country, which I applaud already. But to build more of these train systems is going to take, it's obviously going to take money. It's also going to take sort of the push to people to say, I'm actually going to ride these trains. In addition to that, it's going to take people saying, yes, I will train, I will take my skills, my engineering skills, my, road mapping, my city planning skills, and apply it here, apply it at home. And then the second sort of thing that I want to achieve is then a system of rail as well inside major cities. So of course, places like Abuja, places like Lagos, places like Warri, those would be places that, we can achieve these, whether it's a train system, a metro system, or a bus system. Achieving both of those will, on one hand, help people actually get to work, get home, all that stuff without having to be stuck in traffic, or also then help us reduce our impact on the environment. What I've done recently was reach out to the Department of Transportation, and I hope to actually end up spending part of one of my summers in law school interning there so I can get on the ground, how do we actually run transportation in Nigeria. I recognize that there is a big disconnect between somebody like myself who lives in the United States versus somebody who lives in Nigeria. It's different, and I understand that it's different because I can, take a bus or whatever across the country or a train across the country to my next opportunity, while that might not be possible in Nigeria. The one thing that I know that I experienced and that I have that everybody else has in Nigeria is, like I said earlier, that hustle mentality. The reason I believe that I'm able to succeed in the things that I do or find the opportunities that I do, I think is because of that hustle mentality. It's because of that Nigerian in me. People ask me, why do you have to get an A in everything? My answer is because I'm Nigerian. That's why I must excel. That's why I must be great, because I'm Nigerian. And so because Nigerians are Nigerians, I believe even that untapped potential that you don't have because there is no infrastructure to support it, I believe the Nigerians can still bring that out. And they do that across the world. Sometimes the people push the legislation. Sometimes the people push the regulation. And I 100% believe that even without, people coming back home with the information they have, with the talents they've gained outside, I believe that Nigerians can still push that without the help that we have outside the country. And specifically for me, I think it's my way of giving back to allow others to be able to experience what it is I have. Not everybody has the opportunity to experience what I have because it's not available in the country. And I think being able to bring some of that back home, I guess to basically start the cycle again for someone else to experience what I have is invaluable. And so for me, absolutely, if you have the opportunity to go outside the country, learn from others, see how others do things, absolutely take that opportunity. But always remember sort of where you came from.